In skateboarding, style and skill will earn you a spot on the board, but personality, choices, and legacy decide where you stand in the culture. Some skaters become icons, not just for what they do on a deck, but for what they stand for. Others light up the scene and leave fans split, admired by many, criticized by just as many. Today, we're breaking down 6 of the most talked about names in skateboarding history. 3 skaters who've earned lasting love in the scene, and 3 who've sparked serious debate. From legends to lightning rods, these are the riders who left a mark you couldn't ignore. Let's start with a name that defined skateboarding for millions around the world. He launched skateboarding into the mainstream without losing the respect of the scene that built him from his early vert contests in the 1980s to the explosion of the pro skater video games in the late 90s. He wasn't just chasing trophies. He was opening doors, brought skateboarding into living rooms, classrooms, and households where nobody even knew what a half-pipe was. But what really earned him love across generations is that he never turned his back on the core scene. Fame didn't change him. It gave him a megaphone, and he used it to spotlight the very culture that raised him. He's still skating into his 50s, still showing up to parks, still cheering on young talent in the comment section and at events. That viral clip of him crying after landing the 900 again at age 48, that wasn't for cameras. That was a man reconnecting with the purest part of himself. And fans felt that because deep down, every skater remembers a trick that made them fall in love with skating. Ask any skater to name his most iconic moment, and you'll hear the same answer. The original 900 at the 1999 X Games, that wasn't just a historic trick. It was a moment skating broke, wide open again, this time in front of a global TV audience through his nonprofit. Originally, he's helped fund over 600 skate parks in underserved communities across the US. That's not just charity. It's infrastructure. It's access. It's giving kids a place to belong. And core skaters between city councils and kids with scratched up decks. He made skateboarding feel big, but still made sure it stayed ours. And even now he's evolving with the times. He doesn't cling to the past. He adapts, whether it's backing young skaters, championing causes that push the culture forward, or just landing tricks that still inspire Tony moves of the scene, and that's why he never feels like a relic. He also brings something rare to the table. Gratitude for younger fans. He's proof that getting older doesn't mean slowing down. It means skating smarter, skating longer, and loving it just as much as day one. He became a symbol of what skateboarding can be when it's fueled by passion, humility, and community. From a young age, he was winning golds and rewriting what was possible in street skating. But with all that dominance came one of the most polarizing careers in skate history. He's a machine, methodical, technical, unstoppable, but also a flashpoint for debates about what skateboarding should be. Some fans see him as too perfect, too clean, too controlled, where older skaters leaned into the chaos. Nyjah landed bolts on rails that looked UNS skatable, and he did it in contest after contest year after year. His Super Crown win in 2014, he flipped into everything, stomped every landing, and made it look automatic. That kind of consistency is unheard of, but consistency can look. Clinical fans who crave grit, unpredictability, and style sometimes look at Nyjah and see something missing. His transformation from the dreadlocked element prodigy to the tattooed superstar with luxury cars and massive brand deals only widened the gap. Some purists felt like he left the underground behind. Still, the footage doesn't lie. His parts in fade to black, and Disorder were stacked with tricks. No one else has even attempted the kink 50-50. It was like watching physics break, and he didn't just do it. He did it with pressure on cameras rolling and expectation sky high. There's also his longevity. Skateboarding burns people out, but Nyjah stayed relevant for over a decade in a sport that moves fast and punishes harder. That kind of staying power is legendary in its own right. Love him or not, Nyjah keeps setting the bar. He's always in the conversation. And even his harshest critics can't look away, because deep down, we all know when Nyjah drops a part, we're going to watch. What really sets Nyjah apart, though, is his ability to perform under pressure. He's not just filming clips. He's doing the gnarliest tricks on camera in front of packed stadiums with everything on the line. That mental toughness, it's rare, it's elite, and it's a big reason he's still on top. Whether you see him as a calculated technician or a once-in-a-generation phenom, Nyjah Huston has carved out a place in skateboarding that no one else can really touch. He's not trying to be everyone's favorite. He's trying to be the best. And that alone demands attention. He didn't just skate well. He built something. As the founder of Baker Skateboards, Reynolds didn't chase fame. He created a movement. Backer wasn't refined. It was rough edges, reckless energy, and the pulse of true street skating. And Reynolds was a calm in the storm, guiding the brand and its riders with quiet intensity. But what makes Reynolds truly beloved is his evolution. In the early 2000s, he was known for partying hard, living fast, and throwing himself down giant sets like Hollywood High. But as time went on, he changed, he got sober, he became a father, and through it all, he never stopped skating his ender in Stay Gold. That massive front side flip down. The Hollywood High 16 is still talked about like it dropped yesterday. It wasn't just the size of the set. It was the control, the timing, the way his board snapped around like it was wired to his feet. It was raw. It was clean. It was 100%. Reynolds and his influence goes beyond the tricks. Reynolds made it cool to care about style, to take your time with footage, to mentor the younger generation. His Baker team became one of the most loved in skateboarding, not because they were the best, but because they felt real. They were messy, funny, unpredictable, and Reynolds gave them space to be themselves while setting the tone. Even now he's out there. Reynolds never stepped back. He just kept moving forward, filming new parts, backing his crew, and showing that growing up doesn't mean growing out of skating. Andrew Reynolds didn't just leave a mark. He made a blueprint for longevity, for leadership, and for how to stay true in a culture that's always shifting. Even his sobriety became part of his leadership. He didn't preach it was all action. He showed younger skaters that it's possible to grow up without selling out, to evolve without losing your edge. He made it okay to take care of yourself, to treat skating like a lifelong craft instead of a burnout phase. That influence runs deep, not just through Backer, but across the entire street skating scene for a generation of skaters. Reynolds wasn't just a legend, he was a role model, someone who led with style, substance, and heart. From a young age, he was winning gold and rewriting what was possible in street skating. But with all that dominance came one of the most polarizing careers in skate history. He was raw but precise, of launching massive tricks with calm control, and even at full speed, he made it look effortless. In the early 2000s, BM was everywhere. The CKY videos, the insane stunts, the crazy energy, it all helped launch him into superstardom. And underneath the chaos was serious skate talent. Bam could skate. He had real flow, creative lines, and a confidence that made even the sketchiest stair set look doable. His part in Elements, This Is My Element, was proof that he wasn't just a prankster, he was a skater. First and foremost, those early Zero and CKY parts were fast, raw, and dripping with personality. So sure, he's on TV more than he's at the ledge spot, but the impact's still there. Quiet long-term and often behind the scenes. He didn't just change how people see skaters. He changed how skaters can see themselves. Skateboarding has always been more than just tricks. It's about attitude, identity, culture. Tony Reynolds and Sheckler earned their love through evolution, connection, and staying true either to their style or their story. Nyjah Bam and Rob. Their paths sparked debate, fame, perfection, and business moves stirred controversy. But even their harshest critics admit, these guys changed the game. Who makes your list of most loved or most hated? Drop a comment and let us know. And we're not done with Sheckler and Nyjah. They've both got a case for the greatest of their generation, and we'll break it down in another video. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay wicked.